Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this great day. This is the 60th anniversary of the first broadcast of the Goon Show. That's what I like to hear. It is exactly 60 years to the day since this was broadcast.
Excellent.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, if you check out those caricatures, they've all been produced by a gentleman, a very talented gentleman by the name of Hunt Emerson. Hunt, where are you? Hello, Hunt. There he is. I'm giving him a plug because he did it for free. We wanted caricatures and he's done brilliant ones. And you can see straight away who they are, these people.
Who are they then?
Well, I don't know. Anything goes wrong here tonight, it is the Goon Show. Over to you.
Some BBC silence, please. We'll come out of BBC silence. This is the BBC Home Service. What is the zaniest comedy show on the air today?
Today in Parliament?
No. It's those crazy people, the Goons. At last, here's a programme for listeners with 3 ears. One for Harry Seacombe, Peter Sellers, Michael Benzine and Spike Milligan. One for the Stargazers, Max Skelger and the Railings Quartet. And one for the Stanley Black and his Zulu Bubble Dancers. So, pull your chair up to the ceiling, fill your glass with potassium cyanide, and let the Goons do the rest!
Thank you. Here next to me, standing on the head of the producer, is our author. We leave him to tell you his story, Mr. Arnold Fringe.
My name is Jones. I wrote this programme strictly for radio, but I said, as a radio show, it was ahead of its time.
When was that?
1852.
Continue.
I shall. I thought of many titles for the radio programme and finally settled on Yakamakaka.
Why?
Why not?
Touché.
Bless you. Every day I phone the BBC in hopes of contacting some influential person. Finally I managed to get one of the heads. This I mounted on a stick.
How jolly.
Yes, at that time I was living in dire poverty. Have you ever lived in dire poverty, dear friend?
No, but I once had a little flat in Finchley.
What a merry place to be sure. Continuing my story, I was very, very poor. Worry turned me grey. This gave me a peculiar appearance as I was completely bald at the time. As a last resort, I opened up a little tobacconist shop in town. Unfortunately, the little tobacconist caught me. He sent for the police, and so I...
Orderico, first case. The prisoner, Your Honour, is found to be in illegal possession of 2,500 unsmoked cigarettes. 2,000 cigarettes? What have you to say for yourself, Mr. Jones? Fine 40 shillings or 7 days.
I paid the fine with trembling fingers, but they wanted money.
You were sent to prison?
Worse, I was sent to jail. Then, one night...
You mean?
Yes, I made my escape. I was a fugitive from justice. Harried from pillar to post, I was finally spotted. A grim pursuit ensued. With a fast police car on my tail, I sped like a mad thing through Hamlet and Dale, up the Great North Road, 60, 70, 80, 90 miles an hour, and they'd never have caught me, but for one thing.
What?
My boots wore out!
That was the Stargazers. As arranged by John Cage, who appeared by kind permission of the Greenwich Observatory. Part 2. Motor racing. The story of the BRM. The story of how it was born.
The
international car races will soon be in full swing. In past years, the Italians have run away with all the prizes, in some cases before the race has even started. But this year, they will have to contend with Britain and the BRM. Here to tell you the story of this wonderful car is Captain Osric Pureheart.
Good evening.
Well now, tell me, what was the first race you ever won?
The old Crocs race in 1892.
But that was before you were born.
Do you imagine it was easy for me?
I think you better start your story.
Yes. After the war, an impoverished Britain put on an international car race at Silverstone. Poor Britain, we had a very weak team. I shall never forget the dramatic finish of that first race.
And here goes the Italian and German cars neck and neck, and it's the Italian pipping the German as the ticket flag goes down on the finishing line. And here a long way behind, coming into third place, is Captain Pureheart, the British driver. Whoa!
Yes, British prestige sank pretty low, but I was determined. I decided to raise sufficient funds to build a new car. So I hurriedly held a meeting with my bankers. The answer was no. I tried every possible way to get money. Finally, I was successful. All I had to do was splattering of glass and police whistle. And 6 months. With this money, I gathered 6 car designers. We locked ourselves in the garage and really went to town.
They set to work with grim purpose. This was to be the car that would recapture, I read that again. This was to be the car that would recapture Britain's lost trophies. They rented a factory at Burke, Hampstead. And at dawn, 3,000 pit workers arrived at the works entrance. Soon the air rang with the sound of their labour, and by midnight the foreman reported the result.
At last we got an hammer.
Next day I called on my technical advisor, Ernie Blackmuscle.
Did you want me in that, Captain?
Yes, Blackmuscle. Here's £5,000. I want you to go to Italy and bring back the finest motoring brains that money can buy.
Rightio, mate.
3 weeks later, he arrived back with a glass jar. In it were the finest motoring brains.
In the meantime, folks, the engine had been completed and the mechanics were fitting the body together.
Ring, the phone.
Hello.
Hello, Captain. It's the garage here.
Good. How's she coming?
All right, mate.
Have you put the bonnet on?
Yes, and I don't half look stupid in it, mate.
Came the day and there she lay, the BRM. My sleek, new shiny green monster was ready for her first trial run. I checked her over with Spot Muscle. Spot Muscle?
Yes, Captain.
Have you checked the oil?
No, yes and that.
In both headlamps?
Yes.
Splendid. Right, well, help me get into the cockpit, lad. Good. Now, when I say the word, turn her over.
Rightio, Captain, and that and there and that.
Right, turn her over.
What's that? Oh, yeah, you're right over there, Captain, sir, and that.
Now, where are we?
We'll edit the pauses later.
What's he saying?
He says, yes, I see, you must have had some rather trying experiences.
Indeed, yes, whichever one of you that was. I shall never forget the thrill of pulling into the pits for the first trial run around the race circuit. as I drove up.
Well, Captain, I timed you at 152 miles an hour.
Oh, splendid!
And how did the independent torsion bar triple suspension springing work?
Oh, excellent, excellent. But I still think we should have some wheels.
Oh! Orchestral music link.
Thank you to stargazers. At last came the day when the car was completed, and Lady Quilter christened it. With due ceremony, she broke a small bottle of champagne over the bonnet.
I named this ship, no, this car, BRM. Bottle crash braking sound.
Rebuilding started almost immediately.
Hey, thoroughly this interesting story, Captain, I assure you. One parting shot, why do you call your car the BRM?
BRM? Well, yeah, that's the sound it makes. Sort of boom.
Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
Ray Ellington, see? Let's keep off the grass.
You have just heard the Ray Ellington Quartet in Keep Off the Grass. Listeners will join us in wishing. And now to news of the moment. The call-up of Class Z reservists deprive many industries and professions of their key men. It may well affect radio too.
Let us therefore give you a more concrete example of what might happen if a shortage of radio artistes did necessitate existing performers taking on extra work. We present...
Dick Barton, Special Agent.
In our last episode, you'll remember we left Dick, Jock and Snowy trapped in a gas-filled sewer, which you'll remember was beneath a haddock stretching factory in Park Lane. You'll remember they were suspended by their feet. You'll remember they had feet. Jock works himself free and cuts Dick and Snowy down.
Good work, Jock.
Oh!
Good heavens, Snowy's fainted. Quick, Jock, you take his legs.
I canny, they're joined to his body.
Oh, good, he's coming round. Are you all right, Snowy?
Yeah, I'm all right, Mister. You all right, Mr. Barton?
Yes, I'm fine, Snowy. Are you all right, Jock?
Yes, I'm all right. Are you all right, Mr. Barton?
Yes, I'm fine. Are you all right, Jock? Listen, I think there's someone trying to get in that door.
You're a genius, Mr. Barton.
Yes, aren't I? But don't worry, men. You can stand by me to rely on you.
Okay, Mr. Barton, you better have my goon. Oh, sorry, gun.
No, thanks, Jock. I've got my 2 fists.
Yeah, pity they're both on the same arm.
Look! Oh, I must be pleased. Look! Well, I think there's someone trying... Oh, don't mind. Oh, yes, there we are. Look! This is rehearsal for them. Look, they've thrown something through the door.
Good Lord, it's an atom bomb.
What will we do?
Quick, men, put your fingers in your ears.
You threw an atom bomb in the cellar, didn't you, Sidney? Yes. And you've blown Mr. Barton to little pieces, haven't you, Sidney?
Yes, I had, my dear sir. I had indeed, yes.
Listen again tomorrow to Dick Barton's Special Funeral.
Well, Herschel, what do you think of that?
Oh, eh? What? Is it me?
Shall we dance?
Oh, darling.
That was Max Geldray playing I Can't Give You Anything But Love.
Without a harmonica.
Without Max Geldray. The next part of the programme follows as soon as it's been written.
Sorry, you mispronounced that. It should be I can't give you anything but love.
The next part of the programme follows as soon as it's been written. In the meantime, it is our wish from this new programme to cater for all tastes. We have already presented items which we will believe not to be a taste of listeners for home and light services. And now it remains only for us to offer something that will not be a taste for third programme listeners. Therefore, we present...
The quest for Tutankhamun. My name is Porridge, Sir Harold Porridge. For months my expedition has been digging for the lost tomb of the greatest of the pharaohs, King Tutankhamun. 2,000 Kurdish coolies and their wives, 500 Breslau barbarian porters in their bags, and 600 dromedaries all engaged in the task of excavating. For 2 years we dug every inch of the ground, and finally we received a cable from the Egyptian government. It said simply,
Stop digging Hackney Marshes! Try Egypt!
was this a trick? Was King Tutankhamun really buried in Egypt? The answer came in a mysterious way. One night, my partner Harold Vest had a strange experience.
It was a hot night in June. Unable to sleep, I took out a sleeping pill. I then woke it up and swallowed it. In the deep slumber that followed, I heard a sepulchral voice that said,
Go to the Valley of Kings. There you will find the tomb of Tutankhamun.
Oh, but how do we get in?
Tutankhamun.
Wait, I cried. How will I know you?
I will be wearing a reincarnation.
As these shows are dated, was this Vest recounted this unusual incident to me, and we immediately organised a second expedition.
But first we needed money.
Yes, so we approached the Governor of the Bank of England. To our request, he replied, so we tried a moneylender, and he said,
Never, never!
so we got in on the never, never. Day after day, my staff interviewed additional members of the expedition. Those that were unsuitable were taken on. And then finally, in April, the great expedition set off. Let us read you a few extracts from our diary of the hazardous journey.
April the 2nd. Well on our way, scouts going ahead on horseback with elephant guns. April the 23rd. All men inoculated against the dreaded Blackwater fever. Lurgy pills issued, morale very high. May the 13th. Tension mounting to fever pitch as we approached our destination. May the 15th. At last, expedition arrives. Oh, Victoria Station.
Finally, on May the 16th, the expedition arrived at Dover. Sir Harold immediately set about buying a ship.
Well, now, she doesn't look very seaworthy.
My dear sir, this ship's only been used once before.
Really? Who by?
Hornblower.
And so the expedition sailed. The ship log tells the story.
Suspect change.
June the 3rd, sailed with the tide. First course 30 degrees, speed 10 knots. Second course 30 degrees, speed 10 knots. Third course, stewed prunes. Winds light to variable.
June the 6th, steam slowly all day. Pudding ruined.
June the 6th. Heavy seas running ahead with good wind. Should catch them by nightfall.
June the 11th, in the Bay of Biscay. Weather very cold. The wind.
Captain, awakened at midnight.
Captain, Captain!
What is it, lad? There's a fire in number 1 hold.
Oh, good. I'll come down right away. This cabin's freezing.
2 months grim sailing, and then from the crow's nest the news they had all waited for.
Land ahead!
How far?
Now, don't rush me. Don't rush me from the crew, please. Don't, 4, 6, 2, 5, 6, well, I should say... Oh! Mind if I go ashore?
The ship foundered, but the crew managed to save the things we needed most, namely, women. I won't bore you with the story of how we finally located the king's tomb. No, I don't know, though I might as well. One day, a gigantic burly native came in with the news.
Man, I've found a place.
Where?
It's behind that sand dune.
In less than the time it takes to say...
Yagamakaka!
We had found the sarcophagus of the pharaohs. I was about to see the fulfillment of a lifetime's endeavour. Tense with excitement, we all gathered around the royal tomb.
I think everything is ready, sir. Shall I look for it?
Yes, yes, yes.
Very well, sir. Ready, chaps. Easy now.
That's enough. Look! Can you see him? Look! King Tutankhamun!
Stop!
What is it?
We're too late!
You mean?
Yes! He's dead!
Part 4, 1951, the Festival of Britain.
It's a wonderful festival of Britain. In this memorable year that means so much to Britons everywhere. What more appropriate than a programme devoted to the old country house-stay? Shall we go away? Thank you.
By radio from every quarter of the globe come tributes and congratulations.
Australia salutes Britain.
Too right, Cooper. We are divided from you by 50,000 miles of land and sea. Let's keep it that way.
South America salutes Britain.
Buenos dias. This is the Paraguayan Republic of South America speaking to you in English, I think. We are waiting for an address from our beloved new Presidente. This will take place just as soon as we have got rid of our beloved old Presidente. Sorry, no more Presidentes.
America salutes Britain.
Yes, indeed, without doubt, Britain can take it. Every dollar that we've sent to Britain, Britain has taken it.
Sport. Although unsuccessful in the international fields of soccer, cricket, rugby, athletics, ice hockey, swimming, tennis and golf, Britain can still proudly point to the outstanding victories in other sporting fields. Here, for example, is Herbert Bagshaw.
Come on, Herbert.
Herbert Bagshaw.
I am Herbert Bagshaw. I'm happy to say that for 3 years running I have won the world's Tiddlywinks Championships. Yeah, hurrah, all join in singing the Tiddlywinks anthem, which hopefully I will.
Nothing else out.
Despite rationing, a special effort has been made in this festival year to make British restaurants attractive to visitors.
Stimulated by shortages, British culinary arts have risen to new heights of invention. This is what a famous French chef said after sampling one of our traditional meals. Oh, sacre bleu! Mon bon, Zootala!
Let us examine some other facets of life as we know it in Britain today. In any direction we can point to a marked difference in our standards. Take education, for example.
You've heard of Ann carving his initials on his forehead. What was James Watt thinking about when he saw the steam coming out of the kettle, eh boy, Hunter?
Time for tea.
Hygiene. In the Department of Sanitation, Britain stands alone. Despite the fuel shortage and the exhortation of cabinet ministers, the average Briton remains wedded to his weekly bath night.
Here, you in that bath, Fred?
Yes, why?
Well, I want to clean your boots.
Ah, blimey! Now I'll have to take them off! And so Britain has struggled valiantly on through the post-war years, fighting for a better standard of life, for the pursuit of happiness and for freedom, fighting for her very existence. Even today, the motherland can still raise her proud face to the 60s, sorry, the skies, and say,
That was those crazy people, the Goons.
Thank you.
A BBC recorded programme starring Peter Sellers, Michael Bentine, Harry Seacombe and Spike Milligan. With the Railings Quartet, the Stargazers and Max Geldry. The orchestra conducted by Stanley Black. Script by Spike Milligan and Larry Stevens, edited by Jimmy Grafton, and the show was produced by Dennis Main Wilson. Peter Sellers is now appearing for variety at the Palladium, and Michael Bentine also in variety at the Empire Theatre at Glasgow. We regret that Margaret Lindsay, who was billed in the Radio Times, was unable to appear. Now, get out!
Can you believe that wasn't rehearsed?
Yeah.
Imagine what it would have been like if it had been rehearsed. They'd have set the place on fire. We'll be using that burglar alarm, that fire alarm. Anyway, I want to thank very much the following: John Glover, Geoffrey Holland, Dave Whittle, Phil Ladd and Peter Stanford. Have they got... Oh, and of course, Les Drew. Have they got the job? Yeah. Or is it a matter of, don't ring us, we'll ring you?
We'll see you in 10 years' time.
10 years' time. Make it a date. Thank you very, very much indeed. No rehearsal. Nothing. Obviously pros. No, absolutely amazing. No.